Justin, you guys were up 21-7, and 2 plays before Kendrick Raphael scored that touchdown. It looked like Jaron went down on a scramble. He was limping around a little bit. He seemed to have less mobility going forward, and their pass rush got much better. How do you explain kind of what changed at that point?
He was able to keep playing. There was nothing from the trainers. But, I mean, we got to protect the quarterback. Four-man rush, sometimes 5, sometimes 3. Like, we have to protect the quarterback.
Cody?
Yeah, Coach, what was your message to the locker room just now?
Yeah, keep that between me and them. We got to grow up. That's the overriding theme. Team's got to grow up. We're immature. We have glimpses where we can play good football, but it's just too much of a roller coaster. Can't play that way and win. So,
Thomas?
Justin, you mentioned already that defensively they really got after the offensive line and Jaron to a bigger extent. Starting the second quarter, they really mixed up their pressures. What were they doing that forced you guys against the wall, and then eventually how kept you guys from responding?
Yeah, they did it in the first. They did it early too. I mean, the first 3 plays of the game. That's who they are. That's what they do. So they move a lot. There's opportunities for plays in there. You have to protect, and we didn't do that. We have to block people longer than we blocked them.
Hey, Coach. Those first 2 quarters, Kendrick Raphael really stepped up. What would you make of his game?
Yeah, he had some. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. The first quarter, the first 3 drives of the game, the offense played well. After that, we didn't get enough going. We knew there'd be some opportunities for big plays in the game, and we hit them early and didn't hit any beyond that. And then we went backwards. Penalties, sacks. I think they had 6 or 7 sacks. Turned the ball over 4 times, so it's hard to. You're not going to win doing that.
Next, Jeff. Justin, we kind of focused on your offense so far, but defensively, just talk about what happened in the second quarter when they went 24-0 on you.
Yeah, terrible defense. Coaching, starting with me, and we got to obviously do a lot of things better early in the game. I mean, we came out with a 3-and-out. After that, we played terrible defense, eye control, communication, not playing the ball in the air, didn't rush very well, didn't tackle well. And then at halftime, went in, came back out. I think we got 3 3-and-outs, forced another punt there, played better until late in the game when that was very bad again. So just wildly inconsistent.
Was Kiana Ina out of the game for a long stretch in the second quarter? And what, if you can tell us what happened?
We rotated those guys all day. He's in and out.
Jaron, first quarter went awfully well for you. You guys scored in your first 3 possessions of the game. What changed at that point? It looked like you might have been limping around a little bit, but they also got a lot of pressure on you.
Yeah, I mean, just first and foremost, just want to thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for allowing me to play this game and just, helping me come out injury-free. But, we came out firing, and, I just got to take care of the ball. That's a big emphasis, especially on my part. Just putting our defense in a good position. Every drive ends in a kick. That's what Coach Harsin always says. Every drive should end in a kick, and, just if I can limit my turnovers and, keeping the defense, in a good spot and putting our offense in a good position, I think we'll be better.
You looked like you were limping a bit after that scramble on the 3rd drive right before Kendrick scored. Were you okay? And was there any doubt you'd be back in the game?
Yeah, I mean, I'm okay. It just, my ankle's good, everything's good, and I mean, just got to fight through it and play better.
Kate, since you've been here, there have been a couple times when teams have kind of taken it to you, their offense to your defense, but not too often. Was tonight about as poor a game as the defense overall has played since you've been here?
I just think really what we need is consistency. I think there's times where, you know, we're doing what we need to do, we're doing our job, flying around making plays, and then there's times we're not, right? And that's a killer, right? I think the times that you're not, it pays. Like, you pay the price. So we just got to be more consistent, me included. I think I got to be playing better. I got to be, you know, be able to fit the run better and everything. I think that's something I'm going to work on. I got to get right. And then just across the whole board, we just got to be more consistent. We can't have these ups and downs. We just gotta be on a continuous, steady upwards. You know what I'm saying? So we got to fix that. And, you know, going into this bye week and stuff, it's time to, you know, reflect and get our shiz together and everything. So we're gonna do that.
Cade, what were some of the specific binds that Mensa and the offense really put you guys in? It really seemed like any sort of zone you guys threw at them, he was just picking it apart as much as he wanted to.
Yeah, I think you know, Duke's a good team. I think they had a good team. I think they had good players. I personally think we did it to ourselves. I think we were a better defense than they were in offense, and it's just like those little things of on defense that we weren't doing, that we were getting gashed on, and so we just got to clean them up. And like I said, we got to be consistent. We got to be the guy to make the play every play, and so we got to just do better, really. And I think you know, it starts with me and starts with the guys, and so you know, we're gonna put our head down and continue moving forward.
Cade, what was Coach Wilcox's reaction in the locker room after the game?
You know, I think I've kind of been talking about this whole time, just being consistent. Really, I think you know, I think we knew that we didn't play as our full potential, and I think that was obvious. We didn't play very well at all, and we got to do better. But it's like we have a good team, and when we do what we're supposed to, like, we're a solid team, and so we just got to be able to do what we're supposed to every single time. And when we do that, we're a solid team. But we just gotta keep getting better.
Jeff?
Jaron, how important is this bye week for you guys to sort of regroup and kind of get things together before North Carolina? And is there any loss of confidence after a performance like this?
I think this week is going to be probably our biggest week. How do we respond? And, you know, we're going to have our best week of practice for sure these next 2 weeks. And, you know, we just really have to self-reflect and just look at what we did right and what we did wrong. And, yeah, I think confidence is still there. You know, we know what we can do. And when we're on our game, I think we're unstoppable. But, you know, just keeping ourselves away from that emotional roller coaster and, you know, just fighting through the whole game. And just, I think if we do that, we'll be good.
Did they do anything different with their pass rush after you guys took the 21-7 lead? Because they came at you pretty hard at that point.
I mean, I think my O-line was doing good. You know, they were doing the best they could. I mean, they were balling out for me. And, you know, I just got to keep my eyes down the field and not put them down. And that was a big part on me and taking care of the ball.
Question for Jaron. You had such momentum at the beginning of the game. How do you continue with that momentum going into the week? As you know, the end of the game was not what you wanted. The beginning was so good, 21-7. How do you keep that momentum going into these couple weeks before North Carolina?
Yeah, just, you know, going back off what I said, you know, just looking at what we did good and, you know, also not pinning this on ourselves for the whole week. You know, we just got to flush it right now, and it starts right now. We got to be a better team, and just got to be a better offense, especially starts with me, just being able to, you know, lead the offense down the field every single drive. And, yeah, like Coach Harsin said, make sure every drive ends with a kick.
Kate and Jaron, you guys talk about consistency, and it certainly makes sense, but it's easier said than done. Does consistency start tomorrow, looking at video? How do you get more consistent beyond playing, if you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like you said, it is easier said than done, right? But you know, you're gonna watch the film. I think we're gonna watch the film. We're break it down, like see the things we did well, see the things we need to work on, and really consistency is a mindset, in my opinion. I talk to the guys all the time about, adversity is inevitable. I think that's in football, you're going to hit adversity somehow in any shape, way, or form. But the thing about adversity is it gives you an opportunity to respond. And I kind of talk about 3 things that we can do is you can control your mindset, your focus, and your response, right? And I think consistency involves all those things. Your mindset, you have your mind in the right place. Are you focused? And how are you responding, right? Sometimes there's going to be a bad play, and that's adversity, but are you responding in a way that you're like, okay, I'm gonna make the next play, or you're still dwelling on that play? And I think we could do a better job on that, especially me. I think starts with me. I think at times, if I have a bad play, I kind of hang it over my head. But I think it's important just to push that aside, and I think that's going to help us be more consistent of just being able to play the next play. I think that's going to be important, just one play at a time, and just play your 1/11th, do your job.
So.
Cade, last year was obviously a tumultuous journey in the ACC. Kind of looking this year, obviously, only the beginning. You've talked about those ups and downs. How do you feel like you can translate last year's lessons this time around?
Yeah, I think football you're always learning no matter what, and I think there'll be times where you think you know everything but you don't, and I think it's important to have an open mindset of knowing that you need to get better and you need to learn. And so taking the things from last year into this year, it's kind of hard because we have a new team. I think from last year to this year, for me, like I've learned a lot, like a ton on the field and as a person. But as far as it goes, I think the team just needs to take a breath, kind of reset, and this bye week's going to help us out, but we got to continue to work and get better.
Anything else? Thanks, guys. Thanks.